Hi, welcome to That's a Thing, Accent Core, episode 0.73. It is Monday, May the 18th,
Yeah.
and it is still quarantine life.
I mean, sorta. I mean, it's stuff's reopening, I guess.
But it really kind of shouldn't be.
I think it just depends on what you're doing. I feel like uh just wear a mask if you're going outside. You know, it's not that big a deal. Drew, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are trying to open that kind of really shouldn't be trying to open.
Oh well, no, I agree on that.
Yeah.
Like make no mistake. I do think I still think there is a middle ground between not everyone go everywhere and some things can cautiously try to open again and do whatever. But you know, we that's the world we live in. Anyway,
Yeah.
on to important things.
Yeah. Scooby Doo.
Yeah, Scooby Doo. We gotta talk.
So I haven't seen the new Scoob.
I haven't either, and I don't intend to.
Yeah, even if it does have the Blue Falcon.
Yeah,
You know,
Dynamite. They're apparently in that thing. Like what?
yeah, you think he would have gotten like treatment by now, and he wouldn't have to be so blue.
or I don't. It's just like I don't know, man. Scooby Doo's so weird because it keeps enduring.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know that I care for the whole channel of Dr. Wolfula. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about on YouTube?
Nope.
Okay, so I don't know that I really care so much for his channel as a whole. And also, I think I've already had this spiel on this podcast. But anyway, the Scooby Doo videos that he does are actually, they're what makes his channel.
Oh, he's one of those cartoon YouTube guys who you're like, you made about 5 to 6 good videos, and then you hit subscribe, and then you discover that those are the only good videos out of the 50.
Yep,
Yeah, I got a few of those lurking.
yep. But I will say I do have genuine affection for the classic Scooby Doo series.
I
I
never.
think that is probably the best thing Hanna-Barbera ever put out.
I don't
And
know, man. I like OG Johnny Quest. I legit like OG Johnny Quest.
see, I can. It's the Venture Brothers exist, and whatever chance I had at liking Johnny Quest is gone.
See, because I started with Johnny Quest, so that enhanced the Venture Brothers. Because I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing, and then I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's great. But I
yeah.
would, yeah,
I have enough passing familiarity to get by with it.
yeah. But I watched a lot of Johnny Quest, so I was like, I was in there, which made the Venture Brothers better. But I can understand if you're going from, it's sort of like going back to not quite Fist of the North Star, but when you've watched all the derivatives of it, and you're like, oh, well, this is quaint. When you realize, like, not that bad, but that's where it started.
Yeah. When you see, oh look, it's just Geese Howard.
Yep, there he is. That's just him. Or it's and you're like, oh, okay. But anyway, Scooby
Yeah.
Dooby Doo.
Yeah, so everyone knows like the best Scooby Doo is like, I don't know, I think a lot of people do enjoy the original. And then everyone knows Zombie Island is good.
Yeah, I was gonna say like those. I think Zombie Island is really good. I think The Witch's Ghost is less good, but still okay.
Yeah.
The
And then
Alien
there was
one
a
is not good.
bandwagon. Yeah, no, it's yeah. But and then there was a bandwagon for Mystery Inc. because the internet loves meta commentary on things.
I like Mysteries Inc., but I don't love it. I kind of
Yeah, like it's not bad, and I will say it's good, but It just doesn't mesh with me.
It's the Rick and Morty of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because I feel the same way where Rick and Morty and Mysteries Inc., they're both pretty good. I would give them a 7 to 8 out of 10, leaning more towards the 7. Leading more.
And no, my problem is I don't stand by that for Rick and Morty anymore. Like as it progresses in seasons, I think it gets lower and lower numbers.
When I'm talking about Rick and Morty, I'm talking about like 1 and 2. To me, similar to how I talk about when I talk about The Simpsons, I talk about 1 through 9, maybe 12, 1 through 12. I'm not talking about new Simpsons. That's a different show.
Okay. But yeah, back to your Mystery Inc. comparison.
Yeah, and I feel like because there's some good stuff in Mysteries Inc. and some interesting things, but it's not perfect. It's not like this incredible thing. I think some people are maybe over comparing it because you're dealing with coming from a pup named Scooby Doo, and if you're kind of going
there's also that like 2000s era CWs like Shaggy and Scooby Doo or whatever.
Yeah, and then you had the crossover movies with the WWE and crap. So you're kind of like I think that's a chiaroscuro series where you're comparing it to what's around it, and it looks way better. But it did have Harlan Ellison in there being himself. And that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah. And it also had Jack Black as a pal? No. As Mr. E?
Yeah, I think was he Mr. E? I don't know.
I think he was Mr. E.
We stopped watching that show.
Yeah. I think we watched more Be Cool Scooby Doo than we did.
Yo, Be Cool Scooby Doo's great.
I will say it is probably the best Scooby Doo. If not like of everything, it is certainly the best Scooby Doo series.
I would say it's the best series. I don't think it's the best. I think Zombie Island is still better, but yo, Be Cool Scooby Doo is solid. I think it's the truest. Where if you think about the original Scooby Doo, where it's supposed to be like a comedy mystery sort of thing, I think Be Cool nails it way bit closer. Just those designs are bad.
I know! Like, if it just looked a little better instead of just being Scooby-Doo Family Guy.
If it was Scooby-Doo Total Drama Island, I think it probably would work better. And I don't like the Total Drama Island designs, but they're better than that kind of Family Guy, not Family Guy.
So, like, I think it's a problem when your designs... When my brain tries to pull up Be Cool Scooby-Doo, the designs it lands on instead are the pup named Scooby-Doo designs.
Yeah.
And when those are better than your actual ones, you have a problem.
Yeah. When I try to think of Be Cool Scooby-Doo, my brain goes to a Family Guy cutaway joke of Scooby-Doo. And I go, was that this show?
It's not far off in design.
Yeah. But it had some really good stuff.
Yeah.
I will say that from Mysteries Inc., well, I would dare say from Zombie Island forward, I realized that Daphne, my eyes were opened, and Daphne is the best girl. It's not Velma.
Yeah.
Like, Daphne's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I wanted to get. Did you ever see the live-action Scooby-Doo movie?
Aren't there two?
Yeah. I only saw, like, the first one.
I don't know what... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what happens in the second one, but the first one's where they go to Monster Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie...
The only thing I liked about that movie, and this is just conceptually... was I liked that Scrappy Doo was the bad guy and everyone hated him. That's a good idea. Someone had a really good idea and they pitched that, and then the rest was like, I feels like the the corporate board just put like standard bad movie, and they kept hitting the stamp.
Yeah, or they just had a script that had been floating around, and they'd been looking for an IP to slap on it.
Yeah, where someone's like,
Monk was in that movie, wasn't he?
yeah, I think so. There's a lot of people were in that movie.
Yeah.
And then is that the one where they all changed bodies? And I was like, what's going on here? And it felt like some Totally Spies was creeping in, where someone on the director or writer's fetish was like sneaking in there, like, hey guys, what's up?
No, don't forget also Scrappy Doo peeing on Daphne.
Oh yeah, he did. And didn't he get like really muscular and buff? Like he turned into like a monster?
All the demons inner. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he summons all the demon energy into him, so he gets super buff.
Yeah. There's an uncomfortable energy to just hey, this isn't a fetish, but if you're going on Drew left now. Drew left anyway. But there is an uncomfortable energy to that, where I think it was too much. Where you're watching some kids show and it's Totally Spies, and you're getting like this is clearly. I can't hear Drew anymore.
I'm back.
Okay, now I can.
No, I don't know. Somehow I left voice chat and I don't know what happened.
Discord.
Yeah.
Now you're getting the issues instead of last week where it was just muting everyone.
Yeah, it's great. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, I was just talking about the uncomfortable energy of fetishes and child's television shows.
Yep, man. You learn some stuff about yourself in childhood, don't you?
Yeah. And I'm conflicted because on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, do it. Expose the kids to something weird. But on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know, man.
There's stuff that, like, things like the toaster finding the rose in Brave Little Toaster. Yes, put that stuff in cartoons.
Yeah.
The episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog with Kitty and Bunny. Yes, put that stuff in cartoons.
And even
the episodes of Totally Spies were like,
you mean
Clover gets her? Yeah, I was gonna say where she gets her legs switched with like thick legs.
Yeah. I was gonna say every episode of Totally Spies.
Yeah, the episodes where Sam gets brainwashed.
Yeah.
The episodes where like it's super ripped.
The one where she gets all the food and she has to eat the food and gets fat.
The episode where they push a button on their watch and their heads turn into balloons.
And then they grind their heads away. Yeah! Get it? The one where, like, Clover gets a crab claw. It's just a crab claw. It's like, that's someone's going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's great. That stuff's great. Put that in there.
Yeah, put all that in there.
Put it in there.
Then only put it all into one cartoon, call it Totally Spies.
Yeah.
And then you're done. You don't have to put in any more cartoons.
Exactly. That's where Totally Spies lives. That's where we're at.
Yep. Clover's best girl.
No, it's Sam. Sam is the best girl. Then it's Alex. Yeah, we talked it. Oh god, or I think everyone on the podcast has a different list.
Yeah, I think we all have them in a different order. Where we have all three ways of triangle conglomeration.
Yeah,
configuration.
And let it be known, I don't think that Clover is bad. I'm not saying that Clover is bad. I'm just saying that when you're getting to brass tacks and you gotta rank them, Sam is the best.
See, it's weird. Like, I don't want to put Alex at the bottom, but I think Sam is second.
Well, I mean, you can put them in the order. It's just,
Yeah.
to me, you're dealing with great. All of them are great. I'm not. Yeah. This is just, you can't say they're all tied. So you gotta order.
Yeah.
And I went with my heart, and then you gotta go with other stuff because that's what Totally Spies is about.
Yeah. It says a lot about what you're interested in by which girl you pick.
I think it does. I really do. I think that's a good. We talked about the new Myers-Briggs. That's the personality. That's your Nin technique. You see what your Totally Spies character says about you. If you're a specialist, if you really like Mandy or Mindy or whoever.
I think it's Mandy.
Yeah.
And then there's what's the blue one? Is that
I completely forgot, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. No, you're a specialist if you say Martin Mysteries.
Now, to me, that means you're not on the ball. What? Okay, so I'm gonna say right now, here and now, you've seen a pup named Scooby Doo, correct?
Yeah, I've seen probably all of it because it aired during, I was a stupid kid, and I don't really like this, but I'm watching it.
Okay, so it's one of your Dougs. It's a Doug for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you remember things about a pup named Scooby Doo that aren't red herring?
There was an episode with a chicken Frankenstein, and they said a bunch of egg puns.
I can just remember that Fred is accused red herring, and I liked the design of Kid Velma. I thought that was an interesting design.
Yeah, I think she got the best treatment. Also, I remember an episode where they're at the beach because there's a surfer named Gnarly Charlie.
Okay.
That's fun to say.
Because I've seen more episodes of a pup named Scooby Doo, and I can't remember anything that happened during it.
Yeah. It is a very forgettable and mediocre show.
What was with Hanna-Barbera and trying to make all of their shows teen in the 90s? You remember Yo Yogi?
No, that one I don't remember.
Oh Lord. It was trying to be a hip teenage mall going Yogi Bear.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. I remember the Adult Swim special with Boo Boo going berserk.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna post in chat. Gotta find it. An image of Yo Yogi.
Yeah,
oh Lord, it's worse than I could have ever imagined.
No, that's what happens when you have a bunch of middle-aged men in a company that is completely out of touch, trying to reimagine characters that no one really cares about.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo is the only Hanna-Barbera people care about.
All right, can I? I'm trying to view this image. All right, please post in the chat. Please post. All right, here we go. There it is.
You got it.
Yeah. Look at that 90s looking. Look at that.
That's real bad.
That's really bad. I didn't know that Huckleberry Hound and Snagglepuss were also there.
Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss. Exit stage right.
I'm scared every day I wake up that I'm the Snagglepuss of my life.
Yeah. No, I have that fear. Except my fear is still, and I've said it before. I think I made a comic. No, that I'm Doug. That I am Doug. I think the only thing that keeps me from not being Doug is intense self-loathing, because Doug thinks he's great, and the world thinks that Doug is great when Doug is not. Whereas I have intense self-loathing, therefore I cannot be Doug.
That's true. Doug never learned his limits.
He never learns anything.
Repeatedly. No, he doesn't.
That's why Doug sucks. That's why Doug is the worst Doug, because there's no introspection and there's no hate Doug.
No, he learned he did like liver and onions.
Yeah.
But then he never put that lesson towards anything else.
No.
That, maybe things that sound gross aren't actually.
Also, a lot of Doug revolves around Doug always being correct. And he's...
There wasn't a bomb in the lasagna, Kevin.
No.
He was wrong.
But that idea where Doug was being a weirdo in his own self-delusions turns out was always the correct choice. And that...
To be an individual and not just follow the crowd.
Yeah. And then everyone was dressed up like Skeeter at the end. And it was weird. I hate that show. I hate that it's in my brain. I'd rather replace it with Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold was good.
I'd rather replace it with a pup named Scooby Doo.
Yeah. I think because there's some kind of, I'm not going to say cred, but at least flavor of, instead of Doug being in your brain, you could talk about in depth about a pup named Scooby Doo. It's that obtuse enough where you're like, that's interesting and an interesting character trait.
Yeah. It turns you into something above a Doug.
Yeah, it makes you weird, and that's okay. It gets the Cajun spice on you. I don't have much to talk about Scooby Doo. I mean, other than it's gone on for so long, and I think it continues to go on forever. It got to a point where me and Cody, if Cartoon Network was airing some of the original episodes, it became a game of not guessing who the monster was, but who the actual villain was when the monster was unmasked as soon as possible. Trying to just hit it. It's never Don Knotts.
Nope. So yeah, the curveball of episodes is the carnival with the robot. Because there's actually not a villain in that one. It's just a robot running the carnival that's a little too overeager.
It's a Nier Automata side quest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, see, there's the crossover. That's what we need to see. Zoinks, it's 9S and 2B.
Zoinks, man! I wasn't ready for this, Scoob!
The white chlorination syndrome, dog. Is that the...
Scoob, why is all this salt on the ground? You got any fries, Scoob?
Rakama's rods, sure. Oh, Lord. I think that's the appeal, is that the Scooby Gang goes in anything. It just, there's a malleability of a bunch of people solve a mystery, and there's a talking dog, and you can just kind of put that in any franchise, and it kind of works.
Yeah, it's so embedded in culture that you just don't even blink at it.
No. If you were to say it's like why they did the WWE meets Scooby Doo, and my brain goes, yeah, okay. Or Kiss meets Scooby Doo, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And is that because of the old Scooby Doo where all the Harlem Globetrotters and crap showed up, where it established the precedent that, yeah, that just exists. Batman's there. That's just, there it is.
I think it is. Because they did it from early on of, Scooby-Doo can just cross over into anything. And by joining with those cultural powerhouses, it gave Scooby-Doo cred to do it again.
And keep doing it, and you're just like, yeah, that makes sense. It's like where you see those direct-to-DVD Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, also Tom and Jerry, are here for some reason. And you're
Yeah,
like,
but those don't work.
yeah, those don't work at all. But if it was Charlie in the chocolate factory and the Mysteries Incorporated goes there and tries to solve what's going on at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, I'm in.
Yeah, because it's gonna be haunted, and Scoob and Shaggy are gonna be like Zoinks, I don't want to go in. And it's like, Shaggy, you're walking into the factory. No, there's so much candy.
That's the dilemma, is that Scooby and Shaggy are cowards, but they're going into a candy factory. That's infinite. Everything is food. You just get this mental breakdown of, I can't go in there, but everything is food. Everything.
Everything except my brain is telling me to go into this factory.
You just have some kind of mental breakdown with Shaggy as he's in the haunted chocolate factory and he doesn't know how to handle it. He's just freaking out, going on an existential journey. I love it. I think that's why Scooby works, because those characters are malleable enough.
There's a core dynamic that can just play out however you need it to. It's like King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Those characters are realized enough that they can just do anything now.
But you can, you can twist it because effectively the archetypes that have to be there, which means you can add anything on top of it. So you can...
Yeah.
So Shaggy he loves to eat food and is kind of a coward, but... And is kind of nice.
A dog that's the same.
Yeah. But you can say, maybe in this one Shaggy's actually kind of smart, but he's also hungry, or maybe he's whatever. Fred is the leader who devises the plan and keeps everyone going, but you can do whatever you want.
I just remembered why I don't like Mystery Inc. that much.
Why is that?
All the love triangle bull crap.
Yeah, that kind of ruins... I actually thought it was done somewhat better in Be Cool Scooby Doo, where there were some kind of vague hints at it. There was some kind of, not even shipping moments, but you'd have like, well, here's Daphne and Shaggy, and they're kind of on the same page. And they're like, Or here's Velma, and you just, but it's not explicit, here's the romance time. And you're like, ugh.
Yeah, that was just really bad. And then it ends with Shaggy picking a dog over a girlfriend.
He ain't wrong. That Velma, he ain't wrong. That Velma sucks.
Yeah, that Velma does suck.
Like, I'm sorry, internet, and your internet fan. Your fan art does not mean the character is good.
Nope. Otherwise, the Kinkers would be way better.
Oh yeah, the Kinkers. That's true. That is true. Yeah, it's just I like it. I don't like that the mystery gang gets shipped at all. I think it's better when they are actually just friends.
I 1,000%. It's Fred and Daphne are a ship.
So you're on the train where it is Fred and Daphne, but it is not Velma and Shaggy.
Nope, it is Fred and Daphne, and it is Scoob and Shaggy, and Velma stands alone. That is why she gets flipped between the two pairs.
Yeah, I don't really, to me, I don't like a shipping dynamic there, because to me, the mystery gang, to me, is a gang of friends where there isn't any rope. I think it's more interesting, maybe this is just how, in media, we always have to have, whenever you have basically a group of characters, and there's even just any group of characters, the tendency is to make two or more fall in love with each other. And I kind of like the idea of, they're just a team.
Yeah. My only beef with that with the Scooby Gang is, like I say, it's always Fred and Daphne pair off. So there's an implication.
There's some kind of destiny going on there.
Sorry, yeah, let me say that again. My only problem with that idea for Scooby Doo is that Fred and Daphne are always paired off whenever they investigate.
Yeah.
So there's an implication there that that they may actually be an item.
Oh, so you think it's because because the pairs are as they are. It's always Fred, Daphne, and sometimes Velma, where Scooby and Shaggy have the hijinks while the other three are doing work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's why Speed Cool Scooby Doo is good, is that they paired them off differently. They did have episodes where it's like, here's Fred and Shaggy, or here's Scooby and Velma. How does that work?
Yeah, and they also comment on that though about how strange it is.
Yeah. Which is is that why it's cool that in Zombie Island, how they all kind of broke up? I thought that was interesting. They just drifted apart.
Yeah. Also, that Zombie Island, had enough of an impact on me where Bo got introduced and was the love interest for Velma. So it further solidified that, no, it's not Shaggy and Velma. That's not even considered.
Nah, Velma... Yes, to me, Velma should have no attraction to anyone in that crew. Just as I'm doing this job.
And Shaggy is too much of a jughead, where it's, what is love?
Yeah.
Is love this hamburger? Yeah, I think love is this hamburger.
Yeah, he is. How much Archie have you consumed, just in general?
Almost none. I have a passing familiarity with it, where I can tell you Betty and Veronica, I think, is the hardest choice of all time.
I agree. It's good. I don't know. I flip flop between that every day, because I think the main conundrum is Veronica's a bitch, which does make her hotter, but she's still a bitch, and I don't want to hang out with. I don't want to. But then Betty is really nice. But Veronica's hotter, though. I
think they're both equally hot.
Yeah.
But to me, one of the helpful deciding factors is, consider their families and spending time with their families. And spending time with Veronica's family is gonna suck.
Oh, it's gonna suck real bad.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're in the pool in their backyard and it's gigantic and great. It's gonna suck.
Also, I don't know. I feel like everyone in Riverdale is just looking at Archie and confused. Do you think there's some kind of public sympathy for Archie because he has to somehow make this choice one day, and everyone knows that no, Archie's gonna have to do it. He has to do it.
It's like the Truman Show where everyone's watching and grossed to know where Archie will end up.
Yeah, what's gonna happen there? And Jughead, I feel like he saw this coming and he said, "No hamburger." So there's no even temptation of, hey Jughead, could you go out with the other one? He's like, "No hamburger, Archie."
No.
You have to.
Jughead is the Falstaff of Archie comics.
Yeah, he chose to not choose. He's like, I will not engage. I will never.
The wisest fictional character. Yo, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you. I had these pencils in my ear, Archie.
That's all I'm doing. Did you hear in sort of old cartoon news that the Genndy Tartakovsky Popeye. Yeah, it's back. It's coming back.
Yeah, it's CG, isn't it?
Yeah, it looked real. The snippet I saw looked really good. It looked really good. I'm
But it's
cautious.
just, yeah. It's my problem is I'm starting to realize I think I only like Jindy Tartakovsky if he's working with Craig McCracken, and I only like Craig McCracken if he's working with Jindy Tartakovsky.
I like how Gindi does animation. It's everything I've seen from Hotel Transylvania looks great. The problem is Adam Sandler and the writing of Hotel, but all of like the directing stuff looks really good. It looks and you can see he's doing it. And my only hope is that maybe if it's Popeye, we're not going to have Adam Sandler. I mean, we are. I know he will show up.
It's like the sad, depressing thing of Robin Williams was the perfect Popeye for this.
Crap, I forgot his name. The guy that does SpongeBob. I think he does a pretty good Popeye.
Yeah. It's just one of those things of, can we just take the old live-action Robin Williams movie and just do that animated? Just take all those voice lines and make a new movie.
I want to say maybe, but to me that establishes a dark precedent where now Disney can start ruining their other things even harder. And then they can George Lucas the special editions, their old cartoons and stuff, because they can just take all the thing and put a realistic CG over it, because here's the new version.
No, but okay, so your problem is like saying treat their old properties even worse. Which is worse, the current quote unquote live action Lion King, or that same movie but with the original voice work?
I think it's worse with the original voice work because it mean it. And this is personal. This is just a personal thing. It starts to taint the old one because you're directly taking things from it. It makes it more offensive to me that you're taking the audio and the direction from, because if it's even with that new Lion King where you are doing it effectively shot for shot, at least you changed something about it. Like you made new you did something new to it instead of just giving me a worse thing. That's just I guess that's what I'm trying to, you're giving me objectively worse, where they're both bad.
It's at least original and bad, as opposed to this, which is further bastardizing.
Yeah. Where okay, you have all the new song and the new voices and whatever, because that allows me to somewhat separate it from the good Lion King. Whereas if it was just the same things, I'm like, I can't. Now they're starting to blend and it's tainting. It's too close.
Yeah, I think it would be a better movie, but I can see what you mean, that it's a worse product.
Yeah, like of course it would be better. Like I would agree if you took the live action Aladdin and you had everyone just lip syncing the voice lines from the old Aladdin, it would be better.
Yeah,
but that would also make Aladdin worse. If Will Smith was just lip syncing Robin Williams as the genie.
No, see, at that point, you would just CG up an entire genie that looks more, that resembles the '90s one a lot more.
Oh, you mean what they should have done?
Yeah.
Or just kept him as like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit cartoon because he's a magic genie, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah, they could have done that and then had Will Smith voice him.
Yeah.
But no, studio executives we got star power. We need to make sure audiences see that we have star power.
Okay, so here's just a thing I'm going to throw out. to make me think about that, because this podcast's all over the rails, so who cares? Why are studio executives so stupid?
Because it's, there's so much money on the line, and they need to have someone to blame for bad decisions, so they just test things into oblivion to make it safe and bland.
Yeah, but then you get things like Will Smith genie that looks horrific, or the first go around on Sonic,
these are boring business people, Kevin. They are not hired for imagination and creativity. They are hired to balance budgets and make sure projects are finished on time.
So this person is the guy who looks at Yogi Bear and Yo Yogi. He sees that design and goes, "The kids will love it." When anyone that is not a 50-plus-year-old businessman sitting in an office somewhere looks at that and goes, "That's horrendous."
Yeah, pretty much. But I don't even think he says the kids will love it. I think he looks at the possible choices to make and then points at one and says, "This is it," because he's actually looking at the calendar and deadlines are coming up.
To me, that I think maybe it's less of the deadline and more of this thing they think is somewhat popular, so let's just copy it and try to shoehorn it and see if that'll work.
Yeah, there's some of that too in there, but the thing is, working with an artist, or at least some artists, you can pick this up from, say, Tim Schafer's documentary on making Broken Age. They want to work and polish things as much as they can. And when there's as much money on the line as there is in Hollywood, you do need the business guy to say, "No, we need something now. This needs to be out the door now."
You can't Unforgotten Realms rob it, where he tries to polish it into oblivion and then has a mental breakdown and can't do it anymore.
Exactly. They have stockholders to answer to.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that as in all things, there's a fine line between infinite artistic freedom that never goes anywhere and Yo Yogi.
Yeah, but that's also, Hanna-Barbera was founded on the notion of making cheap cartoons that could just go out regularly.
Am I the Hanna-Barbera of comics?
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's my philosophy.
I could say no, but it might make you feel worse.
No. You can say no. I would say no because if I was truly the Hanna-Barbera of comics, I'd be doing crap daily.
No. See, I was gonna say no. You're not the Hanna-Barbera comics because you're not popular enough.
I think Hanna-Barbera...
Control Delete or XKCD is the Hanna-Barbera of comics.
But I assume that the reason Hanna-Barbera was popular is just because they were pumping stuff out. It wasn't that it was amazing. It's just that the library just kept showing up, and if you have enough when there's nothing else, then it's like, okay.
And that's the other thing. This was apparently the era where, can you imagine this? Cartoons were being aired in prime time on, the big stations.
Yeah, it was the closest thing to it was when Simpsons was on, syndicated at 7.
Yeah.
But
it was just be, all right, the Carol Burnett show is ending, and here come the Jetsons. It was like, what?
That's weird. That is weird.
Yeah. I think Carol Burnett might have been a later show, but that was the only old show I could think of.
Animation is so bizarre. Because it feels like every 10 years, I'm just arbitrary. Now it's probably longer, but you feel like animation is going to be you're going up a hill and are going to crest it and go, okay, now we can just have adult cartoons are cartoons for, like, everyone's going to be like, okay, cartoons are for all ages, it's fine, and then it goes back. Oh, no, they're for kids though, and then it kind of starts creeping up, and you're like, ah, and it goes, no.
We have an actual shot at it now since we have a generation of widespread acceptance of anime.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's gonna be a while in America because all of those same businessmen who have no imagination or creativity look at a cartoon and say no.
Or they
just do it live action.
Or they say no, that's for kids though.
Yeah, that's why we have quote unquote live action Lion King that's still all CG.
Yeah, it's still live action Lion King, and I'm guilty of it. That's just because our just realistic Lion King is a CG cartoon. It's just a cartoon.
Yep. The Avengers Endgame is still just a cartoon.
That's always been. I think that's my complaint with any superhero that you need significant powers for should be a cartoon. Oh, Drew's muted. Drew got muted. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna complain. Where I think some cartoons...
I'm unmuted.
Okay. I was just gonna say...
I'm really having trouble with Discord, and I don't know why.
Yeah! Nah, that's how Discord works. It hates you, and then it just doesn't do it. I was just gonna say, like, any cartoon with any superhero that has significant superpowers just works better as a cartoon.
Yeah.
Superman, to me, always works better as a cartoon than he does as a live-action person.
It's there's parts of that classic Christopher Reeve Superman that are still good.
Yeah.
And I think he does do a good job of showing how Superman's disguise is actually convincing.
Oh yeah. I'd agree with that. It is well, I mean, if you have someone and they're wearing glasses and their posture's kind of different, they are hard to recognize. That's why
it is on record that when they were filming that movie, when he would go to lunch on days they were shooting Superman scenes and he'd still be in costume, he would get mobbed by people. When he went to lunch on days they were doing Clark Kent scenes, no one cared about him.
Yeah, it's that kind of dress down. You just dress down and put on glasses and you think, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Just kind of don't stand up so straight.
Yep, just kind of slouch.
See, it's hard doing a Superman property nowadays because the people that want to make it are the ones who are not going to treat it sincerely and honestly.
Yeah. To me, a Superman movie should be hopeful, optimistic, and nice. And that's not really what we're going for.
Nope. And if someone's trying to do that, you're more than likely going to have winking at the camera.
Yeah, Shazam had a little winking at the camera. But I like Shazam. I think that's probably my favorite non-Spider-Verse superhero movie I've seen recently. Because
I've just stopped seeing them.
I'm it's this blandification. I can't handle it. In some ways, I think the DC movies, even if they're bad, are more interesting than the Marvel ones.
No, because to me they were the wrong kind of bad for that. They were butt rock bad.
Oh, they're bad. I'm not saying they're good, but
yeah, but I'm saying the way they are bad does not make them interesting.
I just think that I'm looking at the trash fire and go, well, I don't see that every day. Whereas the other ones just it's like I'm just looking at nothing.
But Kevin, both of their moms are named Martha.
See, that's stupid. I love it. That's stupid. I hate it and I love it.
I'm still mad that in Justice League everyone's mom wasn't just named Martha.
That would have been a good joke. That would have been funny. If everyone goes, Martha, that's my mom's name too. In Themyscira, the goddess that created me was Martha.
Yeah. Martha Flash.
Yeah, her name is Martha Flash. Martha Cyborg.
No, it's the computer program that runs Cyborg is Martha.
The Martha box. That's weird. I like it. That makes me like it. That makes me go like, oh, okay.
The clips I've seen of Justice League, the only one I like is where Flash is running at Superman, and Superman slowly starts turning his head and following him, and the Flash gets scared.
That's the only good scene. I haven't seen that movie, but I saw that scene. I'm like, that's cool. It's the same.
Yeah, that's good.
It's the same as in Batman v Superman. The only good scene is when Superman's powers are starting to come back, and every time Batman punches him, it does less and less. It.
Yeah, I haven't even seen. I've seen.
You saw it on that plane. You saw it muted. I had that happen with crap. What was that movie? It was like Instant Family or whatever, where the white couple adopts like a bunch of like Mexican kids, and then they have a family romp or whatever. And
I don't even know what movie you're on about.
I think it's called Instant Family, but I don't care.
Daddy Daycare.
No, it was Instant Family. But whatever, because the people in front of me were watching it, and every time I'd kind of look up from whatever, I'd see another part of that movie. So now I know the entire plot of that movie, and I hate it.
Yeah.
It's in there. There's something powerful about a movie playing on a screen in the periphery of your vision, where you're not trying to, and you don't want to watch it, but if it's enough that it's moving, something moving in the side that activates the lizard part of your brain, and you look at it, and then you look at it for about 5 to 10 seconds, and you're like, crap, now I understand, and you try to look away, and then a couple minutes later, that like the flashing or something, and you're like, what's going on there? Crap, now Batman's driving the car. And he's killing people.
Because the real problem is you're stuck on a plane, and that screen is right there fixed.
Yeah.
In any other situation, at a restaurant or whatever, you have people across from you that you can talk to. You don't have to pay attention to those screens.
But you're stuck.
Or there are enough other screens to watch something else.
And the problem is if you watch it... Yeah, because you're right. Because if you watch it on the screen on your seat, you're still getting it from the periphery. Or if you're playing it, or you're on your phone, or you're reading a book, it's there in the periphery, and you can't get rid of it.
Yep.
So then you watch some stupid movie, and now you've known it. It's in your brain.
Now you know Instant Family, Batman v Superman.
Yeah. I know that the whole plot twist is that the older sister keeps wanting to go back to her birth mother, but her birth mother keeps being on drugs. That's it. I hate it.
Movies are bad.
Movies are bad. I think it's just because it takes so much work to do it. Whenever you get something where you have to have so much work, it has to go. It's so rare to have so like.
Have to give the person in charge has to be given enough freedom to actually do their creative vision and have enough talent to see that vision through.
Yeah, and it's just, and it has to, and you have to somehow convince one of the executive boardroom people to let you do it.
Yep.
Which usually means you've had to do something successful in the past, and then you just get a blank check to do whatever, and then you get Sarah Zenmai.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's you either walk the path of the 2009 The Thing movie,
yeah,
or the path of Delgo.
Oh, Delgo. It's still that the plot of Delgo is just that one episode of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, exactly, with Mira and the Rock people.
Well, speaking of that, why is the Rock in King of Fighters?
I don't know. I don't know why that crossover happened now. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. This to me has said if King of Fighters just puts the WWE into KOF 15, that will move gangbusters.
Does this okay, so does this mean that the Scooby Gang is now technically connected to the King? Can we have Scooby and the gang solve the mystery of the Orochi flame?
Yeah. No, that means we can finally get Ultra Instinct Shaggy. Is that what it is?
Yeah, like Shaggy is one of the Orochi.
Yeah. Or is it Ultra Instinct Shaggy versus Orochi Daphne?
I don't. Okay, so which member?
Leona's. So I was gonna say Leona's hair turns from blue to red when she goes Orochi. So Daphne's hair would turn from red to blue when she goes Orochi.
So what you made me think of is which member of the gang would have the Orochi flame? Who's going
Scooby. It's Scooby.
So you think Scooby's gonna get the fire?
Yeah, I think Scooby has the fire.
So, see, because to me, it's not Fred. I don't think Fred that works.
No, it's not Fred.
Shaggy's okay. I like Daphne or Shaggy.
Yeah,
I think.
But it's be honest here though. It's Scooby. Like it's if Scooby's not the one to get Orochi, then yeah, I agree. It should be Shaggy or Daphne.
I think it should be Daphne. I'm gonna go on a limb. I like the idea of Daphne getting the fire. Because Velma has to research the fire. Or Shaggy, I don't know. Because Shaggy, you get some hilarious antics of him trying to cook food with his Orochi powers, and I do like that.
Well, I mean, you still get that if Daphne has it. It's every time she's using a flame, it's like then the camera pulls out slightly to show Shaggy with a pot over the fire cooking mac and cheese.
Yeah. I also think I think Daphne would be a better fighter than Shaggy.
Oh, come on. We've seen that clip from that one Scooby Doo movie where Shaggy goes into that biker bar.
I think that's from Mysteries Incorporated.
Is it? I thought the animation was, I don't know. It doesn't look quite right to be Mystery Inc.
I thought it was Mysteries Inc.
I don't know for sure though. Just the animation's too good. It feels like a direct-to-video.
I just don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be incredible. Guest star Terry Bogard. You have the chase where Geese is chasing him with like his a thing, and Scooby and Shaggy are having antics.
Yeah.
Like Shaggy dresses up like a matador with like a cape. then he makes Geese fall off the building because he's charging at him.
Yeah, no. You have Geese, Billy Kane, and Mr. Big running through 6 doors in one hallway is trying to catch Scoob and Shag.
Yep. I love it. Gee, gang, there's a lot of mysteries in Southtown. Apparently there's some kind of monster. What do you think, Police Commissioner Geese Howard?
No, so now I just see like them being chased, and Scooby and Shaggy open the Japanese doors, walk through, close behind them, and then Geese has to do the exact same as he's chasing them.
Geese is dressing up as a monster or like some Tengu or whatever, and they wrap him up, and then he does Raging Storm to get out of it, and then they goes, "You die room deaf," and they're like, "Uh-oh."
They're investigating the mystery of Mr. Karate.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay.
Mr. Takuma Sensei.
It was you all along?
But then, it turns out, no, he's the hero trying to stop Geese.
Yeah, all the antics have been disrupting the quote-unquote police department with Commissioner Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this movie. No, see, that's why the Scooby Gang works, because I can start to see it in my head.
Yeah,
because your twist is that if you didn't know, Police Commissioner Geese Howard is actually Geese Howard. Is it? Yeah, because he is the police commissioner, if memory serves.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's police. He's head of the police department and organized crime in South City.
Yeah, because that makes sense. It makes so much sense. And the
So
only way to beat him is
catch
with
Mr. Yeah, they catch Mr. Karate, who was the only person who could have fought him.
yeah.
And then I guess Orochi Daphne has to beat Geese Howard.
Yeah, that's how it works. But Geese has to know what that is. Like, he has to make a comment of, oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Because he would know. Geese Howard would know exactly what the Orochi Flame is and what's going on there.
Is it wrong if I make it like Fred thinks Ash Crimson is hot joke?
No. I was gonna say that could be that the reality of where Ash Crimson was banished to was the Scooby Doo gang's like world.
Eternally captured in 1970s America.
Yeah, so you have like just Ash Crimson there. Like that's kind of where it could be. It starts to be like there's a bunch of disturbances and spooky events, but it's Ash Crimson trying to get back to the King of Fighters dimension. Ah, that's pretty good. Get on it, Hanna-Barbera, or whoever license holder of Scooby. Who owns Scooby Doo? Is it Warner?
I'd say it's Warner because I think they acquired Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah. So Scoob and the gang can appear in Mortal Kombat.
Is Courage the Cowardly Dog Hanna-Barbera?
That's Turner. I don't know if that's...
Do you remember the Cartoon Network Stingers where it was a Survivor parody and there were two teams?
Yeah.
And one was like Team Hanna-Barbera. And I feel like Eustace was on that team.
I don't know. I really don't know. Cartoon Network has a lot of weird nebulous... There's a lot of stuff that... I don't know.
I think it is Warner. Let's see. But yeah, so because it said that was the 8th cartoon.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's weird.
Did you? Okay, so this is somewhat tangentially related. Did you see the preview of that Lego Monkey Kid show or whatever?
Yeah, and my first thought was, why did we have to suffer through Lego Ninjago if this was the other choice we had?
I was gonna say, why is it going so hard? Like, it looks really good.
It does.
I looked at that. I'm like, oh, some Lego like monkey kid, and I looked at that. I'm like, why is this going so hard? Why does it look so incredible?
The whole time I'm watching it, I was just waiting for it to get bad because it was a Lego cartoon, and that's what those do.
No,
and it didn't.
No, it looks good. It looks legit good.
Yeah.
I just want to end on the podcast with that confusion.
Yeah, that's good ending.
Yeah, because it's like, okay. I don't know why they went so hard on it, but I'm glad they did. Well done, Lego. You do you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I guess the Lego movies gave them enough, like, oomph to pick up.
Yeah. Anyway. Later days.
Bye.